Joe Bernstein. Good morning. Good morning, Adelaide. I see your hand raised. Would you like to provide public comment today?
Good morning. I would like to do public comment and agenda items, please.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning. Children's Voices Matter. Would you like to provide public comment today?
Yes, public comment, please. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, Yvonne. Would you like to provide public comment today?
Public comment should be adequate today. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, Laura FM. Would you like to provide public comment or multiple comment on agenda items?
Yes, please. Public comment and multiple agenda.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Georgina. Would you like to provide public comment?
Yes, I would. And I would like to do multiple agenda items as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Two, three, four, five. All right, that's good. And then once 10 o'clock starts, I hit record mode. President King, we are now in record mode.
Good morning. Thank you very much, and welcome to the regularly scheduled meeting of the Board of Public Works for Wednesday, November 19th, 2025. Mr. Rodriguez, please take roll and establish quorum.
Good morning. Good morning, President King. Good morning, Vice President Chavez. Good morning, Commissioner Cardenas. And good morning, Commissioner Faith Mitchell. We have established quorum.
Thank you very much. We will start with general public comment, which is an opportunity for the public to address the board on public interest items and will be provided up to 1 minute per person, up to a cumulative total of 10 minutes for the general public comment segment of each regular meeting. Testimony shall be limited in content to subject matters which are within the jurisdiction of the Board of Public Works. The board may not take any action on any matters discussed during the public comment period. We have one in-person speaker for general public comment for 60 seconds, Michael Ackerman.
Good morning. I am seeing extreme misconduct at many levels of local government, not just this department. I've said that the only solution is for officials like you to ask the governor to send a handful of investigators from the National Guard to look into official misconduct. Yet neither you nor anyone else will take this no-cost action, and you won't explain why not. Has an attorney said that this would expose the city to civil liability? If so, why don't you ask an attorney to prepare a report for public consumption on whether this board's failure to publish written public comments potentially violated the Brown Act in an administrative law or criminal sense? Thank you.
Thank you very much. We will now transition to our virtual platform.
First up, we have Audit LA. You have 1 minute. Thank you.
Thank you and good morning. The holiday season is upon us, which means that Scientology is going to be going after their having all these events. And I noticed that lately, though, with their events, instead of the 40 days window that they're supposed to be doing, it seems like they're doing it. Everything's at the last minute, and I guess they're willing to pay the extra fees or fines. But what that's not fair to is for the rest of the city to be able to do anything, especially the neighborhood councils who are not being notified, by the way. Legally, they are required to be notified of any street closure in case they want to act on it. And there's no time for them to act on it because if these permits are given within 8 days instead of the 40 days, it's hard for them to convene meetings. And maybe they are just as sick and tired of their street being closed for recruitment purposes, recruiting into the militarized zone of Scientology called the Sea Org, where people will be paid slave wages,
That's time. Thank you.
stipends. Thank you.
Next up, we have Children's Voices Matter. You have 1 minute.
Greetings, everyone. Thank you for hearing me. I would like to propose that the street L. Ron Hubbard Way be changed to Child X. Child X representing all the children who put bricks into that street, as well as children locked up in those buildings right now as we speak, and to all the child Scientologists that have taken their lives. Thank you. I yield back my time.
Thank you. Next, we have Yvonne. You have 1 minute, Yvonne.
I'm requesting the board and the city attorney immediately red tag the premature erection of all equipment for permit number 2025-1812 on L. Ron Hubbard Way. The equipment is being staged and it is not approved yet. The street notification for closure cannot be done properly. Red tag that permit and don't allow that event to happen. 6724 Hollywood Boulevard, parking lot next to Scientology. They are beginning to erect their winter wonderland without any sort of permit on file. This requires permits. In the past year, 2023, Winter Wonderland did have a permit, did have inspections. There is no excuse to allow
That's time. Thank you. Next, we have Laura FM. You have 1 minute.
Hi. So yes, I would also like to add to get the revocation of L. Ron Hubbard, the name taken away, revoked, removed, put it back to North Berendo Street. There's no reason other than the fact that Scientology uses their permits and their street names to lure in the neighborhood to make it look like Scientology is this great, amazing organization that also happens to be a religion. No, they literally are a scam, a PR scam that you guys are allowing to happen by giving them these permits, by giving them the L. Ron Hubbard name. Why wouldn't you guys already put something up on the board for the record? We do not want L. Ron Hubbard's name on North Berendo Street. Put it back to North Berendo Street. Please stop ignoring this issue. We want it as a request. Please put it on the board to revoke, to look at the R permit for L. Ron Hubbard Way and investigate it and
That's
put it
time.
up for
Thank you.
revocation.
Georgina McPhee, you have 1 minute.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen of the board, I'd like to challenge you to find one single permit that they haven't violated and abused. Every permit that you've given them, they've found a way to work around and to violate. And yet you keep giving them new permits. Please don't give them these permits. They are solely a recruitment tactic. Having children on the laps of Santa for Scientology's Winter Wonderland is just a recruitment tactic. It's endangering children's lives. It needs to be addressed. Stop giving them permits. Thank you so much for listening to me. Please do better.
Thank you. And that wraps up the general public comment. President Kang.
Thank you very much. With that, we will close general public comment portion of today's meeting and move forward with multiple agenda item public comment. The board will provide an opportunity for members of the public wishing to speak on more than one agenda item during multiple agenda item comment period for up to a minute per item, up to a total of 3 minutes per meeting. This is the only time to speak on more than one agenda item, and please identify the items that you will speak on when you are called. We do not have any in-person speakers, so we will transition to our virtual platform.
And we will start with Audit LA. Please identify which items you'd like to speak on.
Yes, good morning again. I want to start, I want to speak on minutes, neighborhood council, and then the bid number one, I believe. First, I want to start with the neighborhood council. Like I touched in my opening statement, that the neighborhood councils are not being advised, okay, of the permits. And you have a section here that where the neighborhood councils can come and speak up. So if there is a neighborhood council, say East Hollywood Neighborhood Council wants to say, hey, yes, they are abusing the permits in our community. We want to have that redressed. They won't be able to come and do that because you're given permits within a short amount of time so that they can't convene a meeting. But also, if they want to talk about something on the agenda, things come so quickly. Like you have to understand the neighborhood councils need to convene a meeting to be able to know because they have to agree as a council for their position on any item, and things come up so quickly. And that it's very hard. They always have to come as themselves. You hear Barbara comes, hi, I'm here. Yes, I wish I could speak as the council president, but I can't because there wasn't enough time to convene a meeting. And to me, that's very serious because I am absolutely an advocate of our NC system, and they're not being utilized, and are they being recruited? I don't mean like recruited like Scientology recruiting, but I mean asked to come and participate. You're doing a lot of different work on different things, that really affect, like Hyperion, all these different things, and there may be a lot of input, but do they even really know about public works, or what are you doing in your outreach to reach the neighborhood councils? I'm asking you to really step up on that. As far as minutes, we went to the bonk meeting, the board of neighborhood councils, and theirs is spectacular. And I told them, like they get an A+ when it comes to the minutes, because they actually list what, not a big long thing, but who called or who came in, and basically, a rundown of what they were talking about. It doesn't mean that you have to take a position. Like they didn't take any position on anything, but they recorded what every person's concerns were. And that's how it should be, and to just say that it was taken, that you're doing a disservice to public works. You're doing it a disservice to history, and and to the people coming, and to the different issues. Because I would love to go back. And it becomes an archive. So there's absolutely no archiving. For what the different issues are, and it's not just about Scientology. I'm not just talking about for us. I've been like the past a year and a half, I've seen a lot of people coming about trees. I've seen people coming up about, wanting to speak on Film LA
That's time. Thank
permits.
you. Laura FM, you have, would you like to please identify the items you'd like to speak on?
Hi, yeah. I'm going to just do the minutes on this one and just overall comment on all the multiple agenda items.
Okay, you have 3 minutes.
So the minutes is super important. We were at the other meeting. They printed out, it literally says, Laura FM came in, talked about revoking Scientology's permit, talked about not feeling comfortable about going on the neighborhood council board due to Scientology harassment. That's it. So, Gigi called in and states that she wants the our permit revoked. Can you guys please put this on the minutes? I know this is, if this is going to be a job for you guys to do for the city, please wear it. Please do that job fully, especially when you have ex-children of Scientology who are trying to explain to you and to the city and to the courts in the future how they've been using these permits to organize their criminal organization and how you guys are allowing these permits. So please stay on the minutes that this is what we're calling in about, just like they do in other meetings or boards. And then the other thing is please stop giving them, in general, stop giving Scientology permits overall. As the board, be aware of what is going on. Somebody needs to investigate this. This has to do with the Board of Public Works. It has to do with the permits. It has to do with the parking. It has to do with people protesting their First Amendment rights and being told they can't be on sidewalks that are not owned by Scientology. It has to do with people that were born and raised in this organization that had slave abuses, work abuses, slave labor, mental abuse, medical abuse, all because they were allowed permits and events to keep recruiting this machine. So you guys have a big play in this. So that's my final comment. I'll yield my time. Thank you for listening. Please revoke that permit. Please bring it back up.
Thank you, Laura FM. Moving over to Georgina. Please identify the items you'd like to speak on.
I'd like to speak on the minutes, please.
Thank you. You have 1 minute.
Yeah, I don't understand why we come week after week reporting these permit violations. They have yet to follow a permit without violating it. And when we report it, it's not included in the minutes. These are continuous violations of everything every other citizen is held accountable for. They're not held accountable for. And yet when we report it, it's not included in your minutes. The minutes you need to do better by the citizens. You need to do better with your minutes. You need to use Granicus, which is the system Sacramento uses and most of the rest of the country uses. Why don't you use what is available to you? Please do better. I'm begging you to investigate their permit violations. Thank you.
Thank you. And with that, President King, that wraps up multiple agenda item comment.
Thank you very much. With that, we will close the multiple item public comment portion of today's meeting and move forward with the approval of minutes for Monday, November 10th, 2025. Commissioners, any discussions on it? Seeing none, is there a first and a second?
So moved.
Second.
First by Commissioner Cardenas, second by Vice President Chavez.
Items are approved. Thank you. Oh, so President King,
Aye.
Vice President Chavez,
Aye.
Commissioner Mitchell, Commissioner Cardenas,
Aye.
all items are approved.
Thank you very much. Moving on to our first item is our bid for the Terminal Island Water Reclamation Plant Primary Treatment Tanks Improvement CIP 5247.
The first bid is from Environmental Construction, Inc., and the total bid amount is $25,398,702.
And just to back up a moment, the bids were received at 10 a.m. today for the Terminal Island Water Reclamation Plant, the primary treatment tanks improvements, and the estimate for the bid award was at $19,476,000. So just wanted to add that in before we heard the rest of the bids.
Second bid is Carbon Activated Corporation, and the total bid amount is $25,568,131. Bid number 3 is from Green Building Corporation, and the bid amount is $25,988,000. The total bid amount is $25,988,000. Next bid is Shimmick Construction Company, Inc., and the bid amount is $25,046,000. That is 25046,000. $25,046,000. The next bid is Myers and Son Construction LLC, and the bid amount is $24,600,000. 246,000,000. The next bid is Innovative Construction Solutions, and the final bid amount is $25,249,000. 25249,000. That's all the bids received. Thank you.
Thank you very much. With that, I'll move to accept, receive the bids,
Second.
seconded by Vice President Chavez.
So we'll roll call, starting with President Kang,
Aye.
Vice President Chavez,
Aye.
Commissioner Grant, Commissioner Mitchell, Commissioner Cardenas.
Aye.
All right, 4 ayes, and the item has been passed. Approved. Thank you very much. Moving on to item number 2 from the Bureau of Engineering, street closure, Metro's I-105 Express Lanes project in Council Districts 8 and 15.
Good morning, President Kang, Vice President Chavez, Commissioners and Representatives. My name is Carmen Andrade. I'm at the Bureau of Engineering's Metro Transit Division. And I'm here today to support Metro and their contractor, Flatiron Myers, a joint venture, in requesting approval for temporary nightly full street closures. These closures are necessary to safely perform bridge widening construction activities associated with the I-105 Express Lanes project. Metro's I-105 Express Lanes project will convert the existing high occupancy vehicle lane into 2 Metro Express lanes in each direction along the I-105 freeway from the I-405 in the city of Los Angeles to Studebaker Road in the city of Norwalk. The project, which is one of Metro's 28 by 28 initiatives, will be completed in 3 segments. Segment 1, from Sepulveda Boulevard to Central Avenue, is within the city of Los Angeles and lies in Council Districts 8 and 15. Construction on segment 1 has already commenced and is expected to open to the traffic in 2028. The closures being requested today are an extension of street closures that were previously approved by the board on September 29. Those closures were approved from October 6 to December 12, 2025, and these extended closures would begin December 15, 2025, and conclude on October 30, 2026, excluding all major holidays. They will occur Monday through Friday from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m., and the closures would be staggered so no 2 streets are fully closed on the same night. The streets that will be closed will be Hoover Street, Main Street, San Pedro Street, Avalon Boulevard, and Stanford Avenue, between 115th Street and 118th Place at the highway undercrossings. The Los Angeles Police Department has approved the construction noise variances for the night work. LADOT has reviewed and approved the traffic control plans and the detour routes. The approved plans will minimize traffic impacts that will enable the efficient movement of pedestrians and roadway users while also maximizing the safety of workers within the work zone during the working hours. Metro's community outreach has been ongoing. Metro has been briefing stakeholders well in advance and in multiple languages, with outreach materials distributed in both English and in Spanish. They're in constant communication with the local businesses, residents, neighborhood councils, and elected offices. Both Council Districts 8 and 15 have been briefed and are in support of the closure schedule. Updates on the construction will be made available to the public through direct outreach, a project hotline, web updates, and social media. This concludes my report. I thank you for your time and consideration. We do have members from Metro staff here today, and we'll be happy to answer any questions you may have. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Commissioners, any questions or comments? Vice President Chavez.
Yeah, can you give me a little bit more background on the actual project, on the Express Lanes project, sort of what the overall goals are for the project? I understand that we're converting HOV to Express Lane, similar to what we did on the 110. I'm just looking to see if someone can speak to the
Sure,
overall project.
I will call the Metro staff to be able to answer that.
Hi, good morning. Ron Macias, Metro Construction Relations. Thank you for considering our item and give us a chance to discuss the project with you. Yeah, the project goals are to enhance mobility on the I-105 of corridor, reduce congestion, improve travel times, as well as enhance safety along the corridor. There's also other benefits, such as reducing overflow traffic from the local streets and put that traffic back onto the freeway. There's new sound walls that are being constructed, and the project is a benefit for all users of the corridor, express lanes users and non-express lane users, as travel times are expected to improve for motorists traveling in the general purpose lane, non-express lanes. And again, there are a number of safety features that are being added as part of this project.
Commissioner Cardenas.
Yeah, will there be any elimination of the non-express lanes with this project?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Will there be any elimination of the non-express lanes in this
No, we
project?
will still maintain the same amount of general purpose lanes. It currently exists as 3 lanes in each direction, and we will maintain the 3 lanes in each direction upon the completion of this project.
Thank you.
And then, Vice President Chavez?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Additional questions. In terms of the types of outreach, I do see that listed in our board report. But when construction is happening and there are excessive noise or issues, are hotlines been distributed to our neighbors?
Yes, all of our outreach material has our contact information, phone number, and email address. And we will certainly address any inquiries that are logged our way. So certainly, we have been talking to folks, the community members. We've been talking, performing outreach in the local area. The local community is aware of these closures, and they do not hesitate to contact us if they have any questions. So we've been maintaining an ongoing relationship and building trust among the community. And we've been talking to a number of the local stakeholders on many occasions throughout the entirety of the construction of these 5 underpasses, bridges.
And because the construction is happening overnight, are there folks to respond in a timely manner? When
Yes,
folks
certainly. We did get an inquiry regarding the overnight construction. We certainly did follow up with that stakeholder and continue to follow up with that stakeholder days after. And we assure them that we are trying to mitigate the noise from construction to the extent possible. We explained to them the overall construction activities. While most work activities are being performed during the daytime hours, but however, certain particular work activities must be performed at night in order to safely complete those work activities, such as these underpass, overhang removal, outer barrier removals, which is being performed on top of the bridge over live traffic And we explained to them that it has to be done at night due to the street needing to be closed at that time in order to safely perform the work. And they understand that. And we continue to inform them that we are looking to mitigate to the extent possible as far as sound.
Thank you very much. Vice President Chavez.
I remember when the 110 express lanes were put in, and there was a lot of initial opposition to those projects, sort of the haves and the have-nots. I think that it's been a great proof of concept to show that it can certainly provide a benefit not only to the people who use it, and the commuters, who don't use it, but also to the communities around there, especially with the revenues from the tolls being reinvested.
Yes.
And so I'm just curious, will that policy continue for this project? And have there been projects identified that would benefit from the reinvestment dollars generated from the tolls?
Yes, as stated, there are many improvements for everyone, as well as local community. And yes, as part of Metro Express lanes, net toll revenue are generated from the uses of express lanes are reinvested back into the communities in the local, along the local corridor for projects. And we call that the equity assessment study process. We completed that process for segment 1. So once the express lanes are up and running in segment 1 and the revenue is generated from the uses of express lanes, soon thereafter, many projects will be considered based on that assessment study that was coordinated with local community-based organizations to identify and prioritize projects that are the most benefit to local communities. We just completed this equity assessment process for segment 2 and 3. We just wrapped that up last month. And so, again, the remaining areas or local communities along the corridor all will benefit from local projects that will be funded by the net toll revenue from the usage of express lanes.
Thank you.
Next, we have Commissioner Cardenas.
Yeah, just a question. Are there any financial incentives for the general contractor to finish the project early to complete the construction early so we can open up the lanes earlier? Is there anything in this project like that?
I would like to turn that item over to the project team to address that particular question.
My name is Frank Shea. I'm a construction manager for Metro 105 Express Lane project. And to answer your question, we just like a typical construction project, we do have a liquidated damage to hold the deadline for contract to complete the job. And so far, this contract, just like your question, do we have an incentive for the completed project earlier? Yeah, so far we don't. Yes. Mm-hmm.
What is the incentive, if you know it? What is the incentive for completing early? Is it so many? Is there a monetary incentive for every day they come in early on the project, or is there a penalty for every day the project is coming in late? What's the
correct
setup?
For my understanding, liquidated damage is more like every day they are late, they have to pay Metro, and I remember this kind of brief number. I remember it's we talk about $150,000 a day. This is so far the approximate the liquid damage dollar amount.
That's on coming in late. Coming in early, is there any benefit to the contractor for coming in early?
We don't.
Zero.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. But from contractor perspective, if they finish job earlier, they can demobile earlier. They can reduce their overhead, so they save money.
Understood.
Thank you very much. Any other discussions or questions? Seeing none, is there a first and a second?
Second.
First by Commissioner Mitchell, seconded by Commissioner Cardenas.
And we will now take a vote. President Kang?
Aye.
Vice President Chavez?
Aye.
Commissioner Mitchell? Commissioner Cardenas?
Aye.
Thank you. Item is adopted and carries forthwith.
Thank you very much. Moving forward to item number 3 from the Bureau of Street Services for Council District 3, tree removal 5500 North Canoga Avenue.
Good morning, Honorable Board of Public Works. Brian Ramirez with the Streets LA, bringing before you a request for this board to provide a CEQA determination and requesting the approval for a fee permit to remove 10 street trees relative to a mixed-use development relative to a city planning case. I wanted to make a correction on the total height of this project. It is not an 8-story mixed-use development, but rather a 6-story. I just wanted to be accurate about that, an oversight on our part. So I wanted to make that correction on record. It's 6-story, not 8-story. With that, the applicant, Wisteria Warner Center, is currently constructing a master planned, multiple phased, mixed-use, continuing care retirement community and office building that combines residential and non-residential floor area use. And the project is located at 5490 through 5600 North Canoga Avenue at the southwest corner of Burbank Boulevard in Council District 3. This project was previously approved by the Planning Department, planning case TIR-201-7428-SPP. So the property owner's representative submitted an application to Streets LA Urban Forestry, which prompted an inspection from our division. The inspection did reveal that a total of 10 trees were being affected by the project scope. This includes 9 crepe myrtle trees and 1 Modesto ash tree that will be impacted and require removal in order to develop this plan, and also all of the conditions, and I'll get into those here. The trees, the 9 crepe myrtle trees, measure approximately 2 inches to 6 inches in diameter by 15 feet in height, and they are in fair to poor condition. I just want to highlight this, that they're relatively smaller trees and not in the best condition. And the Modesto ash tree is in fair condition, measuring approximately 14 inches in diameter by 35 feet in height, growing in a 4-foot parkway. Getting into the reason for these removals, pursuant to the condition 9 within the letter of determination, the applicant is required to widen Canoga Avenue from a 40-foot half roadway to a 52-foot roadway. And additionally, the applicant is required to install a crosswalk on Canoga at Wisteria Lane, where a new private street and the entry to the project will impact the Modesto ash. In summary, these 9 crepe myrtle trees are being impacted by the road widening, and the single Modesto ash tree is being impacted by the installation of a crosswalk. There's a utility box and other improvements happening directly adjacent to that tree, requiring the removal. So unfortunately, these 10 trees do need to be removed. As for the conditions, if this board approves the removal of those 10 trees, the applicant shall plant a minimum of 20 36-inch box Chinese pistache trees along Canoga to meet the board's 2-to-1 replacement policy. And in addition, they are planting an additional 36-inch box Chinese elm drake trees along the Burbank side as required by the Streets LA and pursuant to the Warner Center specific plan and project letter entitlement. As it pertains to the CEQA determination for this project, the permit to remove the street trees for the 5500 North Canoga is within the scope of the original Warner Center report. And since the city's prior certification of this EIR, the environmental effects of the project are covered under that EIR. As for the notifications, the division and the Bureau went through public noticing of these trees. We physically posted a paper notifying the community there. We updated our tree removal notification list, the website, and I do want to just highlight here that the council office is also in full support of this project and the tree removals. With that, I conclude my report, and I'm open to any questions you all may have.
Thank you very much. Commissioner Cardenas.
Yeah, just one question. You mentioned that they were going to voluntarily plant Chinese elms.
Yes.
I didn't hear the number.
The Chinese elm trees, the total, so 28? A total of 28 trees.
Okay, so 20 were the replacement and an additional 28.
Correct.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any additional questions? In terms of the 2-to-1 tree replacement plan that's outlined in the report, in terms of the overall new site map, does it provide sufficient space for proper planting of these trees?
It does. So they are providing an 8-foot parkway, and it has an 8-foot sidewalk. There's ample room for these trees to grow, and the species selection was vetted through the division. We concur that these trees would do well here. But the actual selection of the species, I want to emphasize here, this is pursuant to the Department of City Planning specific plan. So we did vet this species selection here.
And then in terms of the applicant will also adhere to the 5-year watering plan?
Yes. The all replacement trees will be installed to the satisfaction of Streets LA, proper spacing, proper installation, and they will be watered for a minimum 5-year period after planting.
And then in terms of what would happen if during those 5 years, for whatever reason, the tree dies or, it needs to be replaced? Where does that fall upon? Whose responsibility?
I would defer that. I don't believe that there's any type of revocable permits on this. It's a B permit. You might be able to weigh in on that.
Joe Bernstein from Rosenheim and Associates, representing Wisteria. Hello, commissioners and staff. Thank you very much. So there's a mitigation monitoring plan in effect for this, for all environmental conditions, including the trees. And I believe there may be spot inspections by urban forestry. I'm not 100% sure about that, but through that period to make sure that they are being maintained and watered, the street trees.
But in terms of if the trees were to die, who would be the responsible party for taking care of that?
That's belongs to ownership, that responsibility. That's
Okay.
not on the city. Its ownership would have to replace those. And I believe they're bonded for that.
Okay. Any other questions or comments, commissioners? And then my last follow-up, any comments from neighbored councils or the council district related to this plan?
Aside from the support that we noted within the board report that the council office was in support, they were to notify us of any objections by their council office or their constituents, to which I can confirm we did not receive any correspondence in opposition to this project or tree removals.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Seeing no other discussions, is there a first and a second?
So moved.
First by Commissioner Cardenas, seconded by Commissioner Mitchell.
Thank you.
We will now take a vote on the item. First with President Kang,
Aye.
Vice President Chavez,
Aye.
Commissioner Mitchell, Commissioner Cardenas.
All right.
Item is adopted and carries forthwith.
Thank you very much. And moving on to item number 4 for all council district request for authority, CR&R Incorporated and Ecology Auto Parts, Inc.
Good morning, Board President Kang, board members Chavez, Cardenas, and Mitchell, City Attorney, Executive Officers, and Bureau Representatives. My name is Miguel Zermeno. I'm the Division Manager for Process and Construction Division with Sanitation. Before I give my report, I would like to go ahead and make a minor correction on the board report. and that will be on page 9. The header is project review by director approval. The date is not October 29, but is October 22nd. This correction does not impact the recommendations on this particular item. With that, I'm going to move forward with the presentation. Yeah, what we're seeking your authority to award and execute the hauling of solid waste services contracts with CRNR Incorporated and Ecology Auto Parts from the city-owned Central Los Angeles Recycling Transfer Station, known as Clark's, to designated landfills and composting facilities. The terms of these contracts are for a period of 5 years with a 5-year renewal option and a 12-month-to-month extension option. For the first 5 years term, $119 million are allocated. No general funds will be used. These contracts will be funded through Fund 508, which is the Solid Waste Resources Revenue Fund, and Fund 47R, which is the City of Los Angeles Recycling Transfer Station Special Fund from Clark's tipping fee revenue. Let me give you a little bit a background of Clark's, what they do, what we do there. Clark's is a solid waste transfer station, which is owned by the city and operated by the city. Clark's is located, between the cross streets of Washington Boulevard and Alameda. Clark's receives and transport municipal solid waste collected from the residential curbside programs that includes the city black bin, the organic waste, which is the green bin, and also we take private commercial non-city material to this facility. Clark's currently is taking 3,600 tons of waste every day. Approximately 500 vehicles deliver material to this facility. The material, the trash is coming from the Harvard District, South Los Angeles Council Districts, El Sereno, Lincoln Heights communities, and part of West LA. The material is delivered to this facility, and it's dumped on its main tipping floor, where in the tipping floor on the ground, we have 2 ports where trucks come in through a tunnel, and we load up the trash and on on tractor trailers that can carry up to 22 tons per load. And that material is taken to El Sunshine and El Sobrante landfills for disposal. As well, we collect organic material. That material, we take about 400 tons of green waste from the curbside. That material is dumped in a separate building known as the Green Building, and that material gets hauled. We take that material to Recology, to Lamont. And the way we received these proposals, on March 13, 2024, the board authorized sanitation to release an RFP. The RFP requests the proposals to provide hauling services utilizing compressed natural gas tractor trailers, which meaning CNG fuel, in order to to make these vehicles move. And the reason is because under the Southern California Air Quality Management District rule, tractors with diesel engines are not permitted to be utilized for these services. In response to the RFP, 2 proposals were submitted. One was from CRNR, and the second one was from Ecology Auto Parts. Both companies were found to satisfy the needs of the city, and negotiations took more than a year in order to come to terms. The previous contract expired April 2024 of this year, and to avoid interruption of the critical services, LA San executed 2 letters of agreements with CRNR and Ecology with a ceiling amount of $11 million, of which most of the funds have been used already. The new contracts will supersede the LOAs once the contracts are executed or the funds from the LOAs have been depleted. Funds from the new contracts will be cover any outstanding balances not paid by the LOAs as a retroactive payment. Clark's is a vital facility to our solid waste management program. once again, we do receive 3,600 tons, which is basically half of the city trash, which is a lot of material. And we must keep these operations going, 24/7, basically. For these reasons, we would like the board to authorize us to award and execute these vital contracts. I want to make final comment is that both of these haulers, which is CR&R and Ecology, has been providing these services for more than 15 years. This concludes my presentation. Any questions?
Thank you very much. Commissioners, any questions or comments related to this item? Commissioner Cardenas.
Yes, thank you for that. How is the workload divided between the two contractors, since both of these are being awarded essentially the same bid?
A good question, Commissioner Cardenas. This contract is for a total number of trucks, 48 trucks. And normally, in this case, Ecology will be providing 36 hauling vehicles. CR&R will be providing 12. But within the contract terms, they can go up to 24 if they are able to provide the additional trucks. The reason is, the reason they don't have the infrastructure and the equipment right now in order to break in at 50/50. That's the reason we went 36/12 in terms of the trucker services.
So that's their capacity.
That is their capacity, and if they're able to purchase more, they can go ahead. But just buying a CNG truck, you're looking between $400,000 plus equipment maintenance. So it's a big capital investment just to buy one vehicle, one truck.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much. In terms of if you were to extend after the 5-year or even the month-to-month, how would the fee structure change or remain the same?
The way we structure this, Commissioner, is the first 5-year terms, once that expires, we do have an option to go renew it for 5 additional years. And the way we structure that, what we wanted to avoid is to go back and have it a contract amendment, because normally that it would not trigger an automatically renewal. It's going to trigger an amendment. And to avoid that, and this is what we have experienced when we do a contract amendment rather than renew, is the terms modify. In this case, in order to avoid that, we agreed to an 8% to make sure that there's no contract amendment. It will be a contract renewal, which is basically secures this contract for the next 10 years, which I think that's a good deal for the city. Otherwise, you're going to open ourselves to, we don't know, but once you do a contract amendment, the terms could not be beneficial to the city.
Okay, thank you very much. Any other questions or comments on item number 4? All right, seeing none, is there a first and a second?
So moved.
First by Commissioner Cardenas, seconded by Commissioner Mitchell.
We will now take a vote. President Kang,
Aye.
Vice President Chavez,
Aye.
Commissioner Mitchell, Commissioner Cardenas.
Aye.
Item is adopted and carries forthwith.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Rodriguez, does that conclude our items for today?
Yes, it does.
Our next meeting will be on Friday, November 21, 2025. The meeting is now adjourned at 10:52 a.m.